What's poppin', everybody? Cerebral94. Today we're going to be looking at Fairy Rise, the other Japanese little mini set giving support to fairy Pokemon. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of fairy support cards here, a lot of fairy Pokemon. The same manner as Thunderclap Spark, sort of type themed set. Thunderclap was for lightning, this is going to be for fairy. At this point, it's basically all but confirmed. It's pretty much confirmed, I should say, that these sets are going to be in Lost Thunder, since that set it's so big, over 200 cards. Thunderclap Spark is going to be in there, Fairy Rise is going to be in there, this set, and the main Lost Thunder set, I guess. So it's going to be another little small set for today, and 50 cards actually, so less than Thunderclap Spark. Hopefully we finish this like in 45 minutes or something, under 1 hour. Alright, so let's see. I don't really know many of these cards here, if not any. Maybe I check some of them when they review them on the amino and stuff, but then I forget. But anyways, Tangela doesn't do anything, but Tangrowth, let's see what you do. So, 140 HP stage 1 Pokemon. Tangrowth cards usually have good HP. It's basically the only good thing they have most of the time. And it has Almighty Whip. This Pokemon has healed HP during this turn. This attack does 130 more damage. Okay, so we've seen this little combo thing a few times now. Altaria X had it. A few other Pokemon have had it. When you get healed, you do more damage. It usually goes into Fairy Pokemon, I'd say, and maybe Grass. So if you do manage to heal, like let's say you use a potion and you heal this Pokemon, doing 160 for 3, it's pretty solid. You put a Choice Band, that's good range to knock out basic GX Pokemon. And you have, like, let's say a Lurantis down, the promo one that gives more attack on your Grass Pokemon and Fire Pokemon. You're at 210, so it's a good range to get one-hit knockouts. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be pretty good. You still need to attach a Grass and a DC, but we're getting some pretty good Grass support as well in Thunder Spark, in Lost Thunder basically, when our English comes out. There's Shuckle that helps Pokemon get energy, especially Grass Pokemon. And we've got Leafeon too, which can give you that sort of instant healing every turn. Now granted, it's going to be a pain to get that Pokemon in the active position and then retreat, since we don't have Floatstone anymore, so you can attach it to Donmix and Crossmage X. But it's a nice little attack. Maybe people are going to find a way to make it work, and you can do a lot of damage. Whip Smash is not that impressive, doing 110 for 4. I really can't believe they're still doing stuff like this, like when fucking other Pokemon can do like the same damage for 2 energies and shit. You know, this is a stage 1. If they really just want to make things balanced and sort of the regular stage Pokemon have a fighting chance at least against all of these stage GXs and shit, they gotta do better than this. They need to do like shit like what they did with Greninja, you know, that sort of thing, like with Empoleon, Dark Explorers, other Pokemon like that. Doing 110 for 4, it's shit. Doing 120 for 4 was gonna be shit anyway. Okay, so this is Tangrowth. The first attack has a little bit of potential. Then we got a Trico, Grovyle, Sepetology X line. So there is a Sepetology X here. I'm pretty sure I read that when it was originally revealed, but I don't remember. So Trico, search your deck for a Grass Pokemon and put it into your hand. So don't really dig the art on this one, and the searching effect, it's not on the bench, so it's not going to be as good. Grovyle has an ability though, Sunshine and Grace. So once during your turn, before you attack, you may search your deck for a Grass Pokemon. Show it to your opponent, put it into your hand. Now this is good. This is quite good. This is basically the same ability as good old Gabite had from Dragons Exalted that really helped out that deck, that stage 2 deck sort of become at least quick, get your guys out quick and have a fighting chance against the X's. It proved to not be completely enough, but it was definitely a great ability. And this is what they need to do if stage 2 Pokemon are going to be at least somewhat quick enough to compete with everything else, since we don't have the good old rare candy. So this is a great ability. It means that you can do basically the same shit that Garchomp deck from Dragons Exalted. You get your Grovyle out, you're going to run a heavy Grovyle line, get the Grovyle, then you get another Grovyle. With the other Grovyle, you get another Grovyle, maybe another grass Pokemon. You get uh, Sceptile, and you can get your stage 2 guy out quick. So this is very good. Great, actually. We have pretty solid Sceptile too from Celestial Storm. That's an Ultra Beast sort of anti-Pokemon, but it has a good attack too if you get a lot of grass energies in play out. So maybe it can be used with that Pokemon too. And you can do 2 for 40. Decent, I suppose. Okay, so the main attraction, Sceptile GX. Not the greatest art, I'd say. They shot at it at a weird angle on its face, and it looks like man, it reminds me like some sort of Ratchet and Clank villains now. Anyway, 230 HP. It's not as good as other Stage 2 Pokemon. It's the same as Gardevoir GX. Question is, are you going to be as broken as Gardevoir GX? Because Gardevoir GX isn't doing too hot even now. It's a solid deck, but it could have been much stronger. Anyway, I digress again. So, one retreat though, that's decent. That's better than Gardevoir GX, so we'll take that. I wish it had free retreat since it's Sceptile, but one is good too. And what do you have? You got Mac Cut. So, for 1 grass energy, you do 60 for 1 and discard a special energy attached to defending Pokemon. Okay, so this is the same attack actually as Garchomp from Dragons Exalted. The exact same attack, only with a different energy. So it really gives me the vibe that they're running out of ideas, one, and then second, come on, after so many years, this is a GX Pokemon. You're going to make it be so weak? It should have been like at least 80, something like that. Anyway, it's still a solid attack though. You're going to discard a special energy and you can do 60, I suppose. And then Leaf Cyclone. You move 1 grass energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, and you do 130 for 2. Now that's a much better attack. Doing 130 for 2, it's pretty solid if you ask me. And you can move 1 grass energy to one of your bench Pokemon, so you save an energy too. So it's basically like you do this for 130. I'm a big fan of Kyogre, Primal Kyogre EX, so this sort of combo interaction, you know, I could use it. I could use it to my advantage. So it's really nice. It's essentially you're doing 130 for 1, like that. You save the energy. Okay. And then Jungle Heal GX. You heal all damage from each of your Pokemon with grass energy attached to them. So, I believe there's a bunch of better healing attacks that do similar shit with this whole heal everybody on the bench thing. Maybe even Virizion does it better. You put the stuff in hand. I'm not sure. But I guess if you have a bunch of Pokemon with grass energies, there's a little bit of synergy with Leaf Cyclone. You can do some good mass healing. It's not going to be a sort of a crazy power attacker that's going to get one-hit knockouts. Extreme killer Pokemon. But it's a good little Sceptile card that, you know, attacks for cheap, does solid damage. It's kind of like the Sceptile EX from Agent Origins sort of thing. And, you know, maybe you can do some good shit going. Between the first and second attack, I guess if you could put a choice band on, you are going to be able to get 2-hit knockouts on Stage 1 GX Pokemon, and I would say, let's see, if you do 90 and then you do 160, even Stage 2 Pokemon perhaps that have 240 HP. Solid. It's solid. It won't be anything groundbreaking, but I think it's better than other Stage 2 GX Pokemon. Let's say that maybe like Tyranitar. Well, we're going to look at that pretty soon on the next set, Lost Thunder. That at least, you know, these Pokemon need shitloads of energy and you can't even power them up quick enough. At least this guy can attack. Alright, spend enough time with you. Then we have another Warble, Cascoon, and Dustox. Okay, you don't do anything. What about you? Do you do something? Search your deck for up to 4 Silcoon or Cascoon and put them on your bench. So I think this is the same dude as the one in Thunderclap Spark. It seems like it's the same Pokemon. Okay, so maybe they included, it might be a Silcoon, I don't know, maybe there's an error. Okay, so right here we have Beautifly though, 130 HP. He does Skill Dive, 50 for 1 to your opponent's Pokemon. So a Snipe for 1, but it's not really that good. 130 HP isn't that good either for stage 2 Pokemon these days. This is like Diamond and Pearl slash maybe hard gold, soul silver sort of HP for stage 2s, and it doesn't even have free retreat. So, and Butterfly Edge, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out from damage from this attack, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon will not receive damage. Wow, that seems like it's cool, but it really sucks because it does 34-1. So another gimmick-ass Pokemon that's not going to be good. Then we have Nincada. What you got? Just a coin flip attack. Alright. Its ass is in the tree. Okay, interesting. And then we have Ninjask. You got Takeoff. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put a Shedinja from your discard pile into the bench. So I think Ninjask had this ability before, or a similar effect like this. So I guess if you put Shedinja in the discard pile and then you evolve into this, you can grab Shedinja instantly. It does 40 for 1, and then if you get heads, 80 for 1. 80 HP is terrible. At least it doesn't have a retreat cost. So we'll have to look at Shedinja to see if it does anything. So let's jump a little bit and look at you here. Lives Vessel. Once during your turn, you may discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and attach this Pokemon as a tool. When this Pokemon card is attached is knocked out, the opponent takes one less prize card. Oh my god, the fucking Life Dew shenanigans again. Okay, so this, you can technically evolve into this from Nincada. Obviously, what you're going to do is the synergy is that you bring this out with Ninjask, then you attach this to Ninjask, and then Ninjask attacks. When it gets knocked out, your opponent doesn't get a prize. You rinse and repeat with other Ninkadas on your bench, and then you basically have this sort of Life Dew combo more efficiently, I guess. Not like Sableye where you just pick up the tool from the discard pile all day. This is a strong interaction, I'm not gonna lie. These Pokemon don't have a lot of HP, but it's a strong interaction. You can do Haunt too, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. It's solid. If it was like you put this on everybody, I think it would have been much more serious, much more respectable. People may have looked at this as a decent deck. It still might be, even though Haunt doesn't put damage on everybody like Trevenant Break. I'm trying to think if there's ways for other Pokemon to abuse this. I suppose there would be. You can just try and get Shedinja out with Nincada. You don't have to necessarily run Ninjask. Or maybe you want to run that guy too as a support dude. Maybe you don't attack with Ninjask. And then you attach this to certain Pokemon. And then, you know, when they get knocked out, your opponent doesn't get a prize. Or they get one less prize. I mean, it is still treated as a tool card, so Field Blower will fuck the strategy up. But I would imagine you can only Field Blower so many times, if people even run the tech card in the first place. A lot of people don't run that card, especially now with no Garbodor. So it can't be a powerful interaction. There's going to be a lot of combos this might be used. And the sort of Life Dew effect, it's not a weak thing, it's definitely strong. It opens up to a lot of sort of lock, high-skilled strategies where you, like the Sableye deck from Dark Explorers, it basically has you in a sort of loop where you can't really do shit. So I probably should have said a lot more than that, but combos don't really come to my mind right now, unfortunately. Okay, then we got Combee, B-Mara March. Search your deck for 3 Combees, put them on the bench. Okay, that's good. That's a good attack. What you got, Vespiquen? Queen's Command. If there are no grass Pokemon on your bench, this attack does nothing. That's hardly a cost. It's really easy to have at least one grass Pokemon on your bench. So unless they made an error with the effect, this is actually a strong attack. So this is what I'm talking about. They gotta do shit like this for stage 1s and stage 2s if they're gonna be good. So for example, this is a stage 1 Pokemon. It's gonna be pretty fast. 120 HP is respectable. The retreat isn't the greatest, but being able to do straight up 120 for virtually no cost. I mean, all you need is just grass Pokemon on the bench. And it doesn't even have any limit. As long as you have at least one, it works. So doing 120 just for one, it's good. This is gonna go perfectly with Lurantis. I think this is gonna be the most appropriate Pokemon to combine with the promo Lurantis, because they're both stage 1s. You're gonna get them out quick. You don't have to do any funky stuff like with the Lurantis GX to grab energies from the Disco Ball. You do straight up high damage. You power it up. You put a Choice Band. Before you know it, you get one-hit knockouts. So I dig it. Vespiquen, it seems it's gonna be good once again, like its Ancient Origins sibling. So a very good Pokemon. So decent grass support, grass Pokemon here. And we got Shaman. What's up, Shaman? We got Flora Healing. Once during your turn before you attack, you may heal 20 HP from your active grass Pokemon. Alright. So basically, Tangrowth found a partner in this set too. So cards working together, obvious. So this is much better. It doesn't do the mass healing Leafeon GX does, but well, you don't have to have it active, and it has a better retreat cost anyway, so even if it did, you can just have the skateboard on it. It's pretty good. I guess you can do the Tangrowth combo. I would imagine this stacks, so you can have a couple of these. And there's other interactions where this can work too. Other Pokemon you can combine this with. So a nice little basic Pokemon. Good grass support as well. Alolan Vulpix, we get another one. And this is a water Vulpix, but the Alolan Ninetales GX is going to be a fairy Pokemon. Let's see. So if you have a fairy Pokemon in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Alright. Handy thing to have, I guess. But you need a fairy. I wish it just worked with other Vulpixes like the Magnemite from Breakthrough did. Okay. We already looked at Shedinja, so let's look at Sableye. You got Fast Hunt. Oh my god, I don't like the name of that. I don't like the sound of that. Okay, this attack can be used on if this is the first turn. Search your deck for any card and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay, still good, but at least it's not the Dark Explorer's fucked up loop attack where you get 2 items for free basically. And then Curse Drop, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Solid. You know, Sableye cards have always been good, a good opening Pokemon that does some bullshit. Not so keen on the art here on this dude, but we have a few decent Sableye cards. And I guess with the addition of this guy, I mean, we already have a few, and this is another addition, I guess, for good Sableye cards. Interesting, I'm seeing some cards I didn't know about. Sigilyph GX, wow, so they've given some love to Pokemon that people don't really give a fuck about. Nice, I like it. Okay, first off, though, we have Giratina, basic Pokemon. Good. So it has 130 HP. I wish it had a little bit more. Fucking big retreat cost, surprise, and fighter resistance, weak to dark. Okay, standard stuff. Distortion Door. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your discard pile, you may put it onto the bench. Then put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Nice. Okay, it doesn't get energy. Yeah, I thought I was gonna read it gets a psychic energy like Darkrai, or it gets like 2. You put a damage counter and you get 2. But no, it just inflicts damage on the opponent's bench Pokemon. But it's nice actually. You can basically do almost the same shit you do with Darkrai. You discard this dude. You don't want to play it down on the bench, and basically you get him in the same way. You make your Ultra Balls costless. You still get him on the bench, and you do free damage on your opponent's bench Pokemon. Yeah, you put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so it's like, yeah, 20 free damage, but it needs to be on different bench Pokemon. Interesting. Okay, and then Shadow Impact, 130 for 3, and then put 4 damage counter on 1 of your own Pokemon. Okay, that sucks. Doing 130 is just like the standard these days for 3 energy attack with no cost on these basic Pokemon. So I don't see why you want to hurt your own dudes. Of course, there's probably some combos, but I don't like it. It means it doesn't become a really good tech. You're sort of everyday psychic tech that can work anywhere, like Hoopa from Steam Siege or other psychic Pokemon, like maybe even Giratina Prism. So the ability is good. You can find ways to make it work. I'm trying to think if there's anything like... there must be like a Pokemon that does more damage when you have... when you spread the damage around and they do more damage as the attack. There's a lot of Psychic Pokemon like that, and other Pokemon that can do that, where you do more damage if they have more damage on. I believe... no, it's Gardevoir, it's Glaceon EX that does that, not Glaceon GX. Man, my brain is fucked up today. I can't come up with interactions. But this is definitely a good effect. It's definitely good. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe it'll come to mind. Shit, it's going to come to my mind later. Okay, Sigilyph GX. Love the background. Nice little zoom on Sigilyph as well. So they're giving some love on Pokemon that people might even have forgotten they exist. So its stats aren't very good at all. Has 170 HP. That's even worse than Rayquaza. And has a 2 retreat cost as well. It's got a fighting resistance and lightning weakness, but the stats are quite low, so I'm hoping it has some good shit. So Mirror Counter. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent, its Pokemon EX or GX attack, put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done to this Pokemon. Okay, so you have managed to salvage yourself with this ability. It's very, very powerful. So basically, this gives your opponent like a sort of a shit choice no matter what. Like I'm trying to think the appropriate phrase, but I can't even remember that. Great. But sort of like an ultimatum. If they do a lot of damage, they're gonna get that heavy damage. And worse, if they knock this Pokemon out, if they're like one of those decks that I'm gonna get a one-hit knockout on you, then they might even knock themselves out because he's gonna mirror the damage. So very, very powerful ability. Already, this makes it an amazing Pokemon and an amazing wall. I just wish it had 1 retreat cost. If this had 1 retreat cost, we can just put in a skateboard and before you know it, like out of the blue now, these hit and switch decks were going to be viable, like just like that. But because the retreat cost isn't so great either, then I mean I guess we can still use the Stadium, Psychic Stadium, the Moon, Ultra of the Moon, and then attaches Psychic Energy on you. It's not impossible. It definitely makes for a great wall if you have a way to retreat. And has Sonic Wing, 80 for 3, not affected by resistance. Pretty mediocre attack. I'm guessing its attacks are gonna be mediocre because the ability is so good. And Intercept GX, it's gonna do 60 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So basically, if they have 2, you're at 120. If they have 3, 180. And any more than that, you get a one-hit knockout. So a GX attack that can come in handy, I guess, but they need a lot of energy for this to be good. Even if they have 3, it just does 80 with no effect, so for a GX attack is not quite the best. The best thing about this Pokemon is the ability. It's definitely broken. If people start using this as a wall, man, it just seems like Guzmas are going to be everywhere even more. It's quite powerful. It copies the exact same damage, and it's not like a one sort of time effect where it's only going to happen once or only when it gets knocked out. Every time they attack it, you're going to get the damage. Oh my god. Pokemon EX and GX though, so that's a good thing. If it was everybody, it was going to be too broken. But yeah, maybe this way it gives a little bit more variety, makes this non-GX Pokemon better. And Sigilyph, as always, being the sort of wall Pokemon it has been back in the Safeguard days of Sigilyph, or Dragons Exalted. Okay, then we got Yamask and Cofagrigus. Haven't seen those guys in a while, I would say. You got Haunt, okay, and then Cofagrigus. What's up? Soul Juggling. Okay, great name. Discard as many of your bench Pokemon as you like. For each bench Pokemon discarded, this attack does 30 more damage. You know, for a hefty cost this attack has, you don't do as much damage. You really don't do. So let's see. If you discard 5 bench Pokemon, it's going to do 160 for 2. That's not even all that. And, I mean, okay, so this is something that synergizes with Giratina, if there's anything. You can basically discard the Giratinas and grab them back. Discard something like Darkrai GX, I guess if you have that and you don't have Giratina. And you can do the combo. But the damage isn't that good. I guess maybe it's a good thing if we're gonna have Pokemon like that around. For as long as they don't ban Execute in Expanded, you can use that fucking Pokemon. But yeah, there's not really any other Pokemon. I think that just revives itself for no reason. Well, there's Ho-Oh, I guess, but gotta flip coins for that. Interesting though, interesting. The art is kind of interesting good, but I don't want to say I like it. Got Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure, some of my favorite ghosts. You also do Haunt here. Lampent, do you do anything interesting? Put 3 damage counters to your opponent's active Pokemon, okay. And then Chandelure. Looks like it's looking good with this art. Kind of slick. It might look really nice as a haul. So Curse Drop. Put 4 damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Come on. Damn it. Come on, man. This is like the exact same effect that the Chandelure EX from Legendary Treasures does. It's too weak on a stage 2, man, these days. You know, this Pokemon also has 140 HP to retreat cost. It's not gonna cut it. Like, this Curse Drop should have been doing like fucking 70 for 1 at least. At least. And that's not even, like, even if it did that, it probably wasn't gonna be that good. Okay, let's see Spiral, Spirit Spiral. Do you do anything better? It's going to do 20 damage times the number of damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so another Pokemon I guess you can combine with Giratina. Does 20 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So I guess if they have, let's say, 3, you do 60 for 2. That's not great. They got 4. 4 times 20, 80. God, so you need a lot of damage counters for this to put the hurt on. And at that point, if they're gonna have like 6 damage counters, they're already softened up enough as it is. So let's see, if they have 5, basically you do 100. If they have 6, you do 120. I think that's how it goes. 20 times the number of damage counters. So I wish it was 30. So even the second attack is not really that great. It's underwhelming. Like I've said, stage 2 Pokemon, they gotta be more broken if they're gonna compete. Okay, not really that happy, Chandelure. Meloetta, Psychic Pokemon. Wow, this is called Fairy Rise, and we haven't even seen any Fairy Pokemon so far. Damn. So your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Alright, and Miracle Harmony. Flip a coin for each of your Pokemon and play that no sing. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for each heads. Okay, so it's one of these effects that I have to read it 10 times to figure it out. Great. So for each of your Pokemon I play that has Sing. So if you have, let's say 4 of these, you're going to flip 4 coins. And I guess if you get, let's say 2 heads, you do 20 everybody. So yeah, fucking stick to Tapu Koko. More HP, free retreat, better attack, you can just attach a DC. And yeah, unless you're gonna have like 6 Pokemon with Sing in play, and then you just try and get the maximum spread value. But I mean, I guess it can't be good that way. Maybe if you get 6 heads, then you're doing 60 on everybody. But just don't bother. Just use Tapu Koko. Okay, and now for the fairy portion. I think the fairy Pokemon are gonna start to pop up. And what a better way to start with the boss. Alolan Ninetales GX. Fairy type this time. So, it has 10 less HP than the Guardian's Rising one. Already a bad start. has a darkness resistance at least, since it's a fairy Pokemon. Same retreat cost, and from what I remember, this Pokemon is powerful though because of its ability. You got Mystery Guidance. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for 2 item cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, an effect that I've been waiting for them to produce for a while, ever since they did that whole Tapu Lele GX thing again, Jirachi GX remake. This is basically like, it's not a basic Pokemon, it's a stage 1, but still, when you play this down, you grab 2 items. So this is very, very good. Now, since it's not a basic, it's not going to be quite as flexible as Tapu Lele GX, but you never know, maybe people are going to run it. Maybe this is going to see play in fairy decks, even if you don't attack with this. But it's very powerful. It's one of the ways, once again, to sort of support Gardevoir GX. Maybe it's going to be pretty good this way. Maybe you can use this instead of Sylveon GX, and you have more control of when you're going to get the shit, so you don't just waste your turn, attack, get the stuff, and then you help your opponent's copycat, or you open yourself up to a better judge for your opponent, or you just basically spend your attack. This is, I think it might be better just using Mystery Guidance instead. Now, you don't get 3 cards, and you can't get Pokemon, you can only get items, but I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna find a way to make it work with Gardevoir GX when it comes out, if I get it in time. And definitely for many other decks, it helps. It really helps a lot. Silvery Wind. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it does 100 basically for 2, and it's basically 70 on the active, 30 snipe. It's a solid attack, I guess, for stage 1. You do 100 for 2, so it's kind of like what Salazzle GX does. You do 10 less, but you do snipe damage too. So it's interesting. You have this broken ability too. And Sublimation GX. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an Ultra Beast, it is knocked out. So it has Ultra Beast hate too. I'm not sure if Ultra Beasts are going to be this broken anymore. I mean, I guess the Kata guy is still a thing. Buzzwole could still be a thing. B-String, I guess it's still good. So maybe they're still going to be pretty nice. So I guess if you really hate them, you can use Alolan Ninetales GX for this too. It's going to give you a free knockout. Not bad, I guess. It kind of sucks though, because it's one of those things where it's a time-sensitive attack, as how the sort of the Plasma sort of Pokemon were in Plasma Blast, where they were basically Team Plasma haters, where they have certain attacks where a Plasma Pokemon is knocked out, or you do 50 more damage on a Plasma Pokemon, where, you know, it's going to be good against the counter you're hoping to counter, but against anything else, then it becomes a dead attack. So it really sucks. I wish it did damage too, at least. It did at least do something like 140 damage, let's say, for 2. Something like that. And then you knock out the Pokemon. So that way, I guess, maybe in an emergency, at least, even if it's not going to be great to spend the GX attack and do 140 for 2, maybe in an emergency when you really want to attack and you want to attack, you could say, okay, this is a quick attack I can use, do 140 for 2 energies, not bad maybe. So I wish it did something like that too. But it just knocks out an Ultra Beast. So against anything else, it's not going to do anything. But a very, very nice Pokemon. I wonder, like, this is obviously going to be used in its own deck for Mystery Guidance. You help yourself out. You can use it to help other fairy Pokemon out too. Gardevoir GX is the best partner I can think of with this Pokemon, and it's only a stage 1, so pretty nice. Maybe you can even use this with the Water Alolan Ninetales. You won't be able to attack, but maybe you can just get the effect off. Gives you 2 items for free. Okay. Jigglypuff. You can also do Sing, I guess. Uses the original concept art for Jigglypuff. Wigglytuff. Expand. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. So the 30 and you block 30 shit attack, okay. We've been seeing this since the fucking God knows days. It's not good. Either improve it or just drop it. I don't know why they keep doing that. Decorate Face. This Pokemon has a Fairy Charm Pokemon tool attached to it. Stacked as 70 more damage. So these are going to be a bunch of tools. We're going to look at them pretty soon that come in this set. I don't know what they do. We're going to find out together. But I guess if you have one of those tools, you do 140 for 3. So that becomes solid. And I'm guessing those tools are going to have a bunch of effects of their own. Okay, so we have a nice little Clayrolls here. Awesome. Fucking love it. In this little swamp, foresty place. Pretty cool. And of course, you guys understand this means we get another Gardevoir card. Great. And you got Beckon. Put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. Can come in handy, not useless. It doesn't have a lot of HP though, only 50. These days is pretty low. We got Kirlia. Does beat 20 for 2. That's actually even worse than the one that does, I think, 20 for 1. And then Disarming Voice. I guess that's a better second attack. You do 50 for 3 and Instant Confusion. I wish I had a little bit better HP. And then we have the regular Gardevoir. Man, I think this one is pretty good, maybe, I think. Or maybe I don't remember right. So you got Brilliant Search. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So the same thing as Sylveon GX's attack, only the difference is this is a stage 2 Pokemon, so it's never gonna be used as efficiently as that dude, Sylveon, so bad start. Then we got Sense and Ray. If you played a supporter card from your hand this turn, this does 90 damage. So 70 plus 90, that does, what does my math say, 160? Yeah. So it's slightly stronger than Gallade, but it costs more energy. Plus, this Pokemon's stats are so much weaker, especially being a much newer card. 130 HP, Gallade had 150. Gallade had 2 retreat cost, I'm pretty sure. This guy has 2 retreat cost too. You got the Darkness Resistance. I mean, you could use it, I guess, as a tech Pokemon in Gardevoir GX, but I don't really advise it, honestly. You do 160 for 3 if you use the supporter. I mean, I don't know. There's probably better ways to just... I mean, I run Xerneas, the one that does 130 for 3, basic Pokemon, as my tech against Hoopa. Maybe you can run this, but no, this isn't very good. Sense and Ray is a solid attack, but everything else is pretty mediocre. You have to consider that we have Gardevoir GX, so if you're going to run this, it means you basically have to sacrifice a spot for either Gardevoir GX, or you're running more Gardevoirs from what you're intending to run, spending a spot like that. So you really have to weigh your options. Is this good enough to run? So think about that. The art is solid, but Sense and Ray could have been much better. If it did like 180 maybe 4-3 with the effect, then I would have been 100% yeah, run this, because you put a choice band, you can get a 1 to knock on a stage 1 GX. But because it does 160, it's not as good. It's much weaker. I wish it did more damage. Okay. Then we got Dedenne. Never know how to say your fucking name. Little rodent motherfucker. So, I like the art in this Pokemon too. It seems like it's biting, eating balls of yarn, kneading shit there. Anyway, so Static Shock Touch. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So one of these attacks that always gives an effect, a good effect when you flip a coin no matter what. It's not that good though. 70 HP. What the fuck are you gonna do with this? You got Carbing. Haven't seen you in a while too. Got the concept art as well. Wonder Ray. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon will not receive damage or effects from... Ooh, nice. Okay, so basically if you attack with this Pokemon, you can do this with 1 DC. It's immune to Pokemon with abilities. Haven't seen that in a while, I think. Umbreon did something pretty similar, back in the Undaunted days, the regular Umbreon, not the Prime one, where it attacked and then it was going to be immune against Pokemon with bodies and powers. Quite nice. So with abilities, you basically do almost the same shit. You do the same damage as that Pokemon does. The only difference is it costs more. You can still put a DC and it's like a 1 energy attack, but I don't know. It might be a nice little tech though in fairy decks. Or in basically any deck actually, since you can just use DC. Power Gem is useless. I just wish it had better HP. This is supposed to be like a sturdy as fuck Pokemon in the games. And it only has 90 HP. Come on, man. Do 110 at least. 110. And we got Xerneas Prism. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, see, I was thinking about this actually when I was talking about like Gardevoir, but I didn't say anything. Uh, you know, there might be better options for text, like, and this is might be some of them. You know, we get another basic fairy Pokemon that we can use as an option there, and it looks pretty nice. 160 HP to retreat cost. Okay, you got Life's Destiny. When you move this Pokemon from your bench to become your active Pokemon, you may move as many energy from all your Pokemon to this Pokemon as you'd like. Nice. We don't have the Fairy Garden, but I guess it can be nice and expanded. And you can still retreat. I guess if you retreat with a skateboard or just retreat, you can grab the energies. Pretty nice. And you can do Bright Horns. This Pokemon can use Bright Horns during your next one. So 160 attack for 3 energy. Love it. Pretty good. So why run, you know, Gardevoir the stage 2 where you can just run this? 160 HP, you know, more HP for a fairy Pokemon. Basic Pokemon. The bottom stats, I guess, are the same. You got this sort of neat Life Destiny ability that can come in handy too. And a much more solid attack, reliable attack. You can't use it next turn, but you know, it should get you the job done. So I'm thinking when this comes out, of course, we're going to take out the Bright Horns Xerneas, even though it looks nice, and then put this. Because they basically do the same thing, just this guy does more damage, has more HP. Nice. Cutiefly. Don't do shit. And Repombi. Wow, looks like a flying superhero with the art there. Pretty cute, pretty cool, not gonna lie, for a bug dude. Mysterious Hum, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench. Your Pokemon aren't affected by the effects of your opponent's supporter cards. I mean, it's not like we have crazy disruption supporter cards that people play all day. But I guess if you have this on the bench, you're immune to, I guess, things like Plumeria and maybe other sorts of disruption. Nothing really comes to mind now besides Plumeria. We don't really have a lot. It's okay, but 60 HP stage 1 just for this effect. It's this sort of ability which you can see how it can be useful, but it's not one of the abilities that's worth it enough to get this Pokemon out, maybe. Okay. Morlul. Don't do shit. And then Shiinotic. Spore, so if this Pokemon is damaged by attacks from opponent's active Pokemon, attacking Pokemon is asleep. So the same ability that good old Abomasnow had from Mysterious Treasures that you guys probably don't even know, never even heard of. But every time you get damaged or even get knocked out, it makes the defending Pokemon asleep. It doesn't say even if it gets knocked out, so maybe if you get knocked out, you can't use the effect. Anyway, so Dream Touch, if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, your opponent must shuffle all energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon to their deck. Nice. So it has a nice little combo there, even does damage for 2 for 50. So I would be inclined to say this is interesting. It might be useful, but the HP fucks it up big time. With 100 HP, it's not completely shit, but it's not really HP you want to be having these days. Even 120, like, it doesn't seem that much. So for you to have 100, I'm wondering if you can survive it. At least take a hit for this to work once. But, you know, it is mass energy removal in a way. You shuffle all the energies back into the deck. Okay. Mimikyu GX. Okay, so another basic Pokemon with 170 HP. At least it has a good retreat cost. Perplex. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, but it doesn't have any other effect. That's not good. Warm Heated Fall. This attack does 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Interesting. So I guess you can use this even with Giratina too. Anyway, so it does 10, 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. It's not really weak. You do 30 more as opposed to 20. So if they have 3 damage counters, you're doing 100 for 2. That's not really crazy, but it's not terrible either. So you managed to find a way to put damage counters on. You can use the frogs, the Greninja GX, basically acting like the Crobats from Phantom Forces. You can use Giratinas. You can use a lot of different Pokemon. Maybe. I mean, I guess if you use Giratina, you can't continuously use the effect. But if you spread damage counters around, there's always Tapu Koko. This might be decent. Its stats aren't that great though. The HP, I would say. And Dream Fear GX, shuffle one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and all cards attached into the deck. So the same attack as Tapu Fini, only you have to target the bench this time. But it's interesting. It's a good attack, I'd say. Interesting little Pokemon. Maybe it can be used as a tech. I guess you can use this in Gardevoir GX too. Okay, moving on. We got a normal Tapu Lele as a fairy. Looks pretty cool, like it. You got Charm Charm. When you attach a Fairy Charm Pokemon tool, your opponent's active Pokemon becomes confused. Alright, but that's it, and the attack isn't good. We're gonna have to look at the charms to figure out how reliable these gimmicks are gonna be. And Dream Away. Flip a coin if heads. Shuffle your opponent's active Pokemon into the deck. Okay, that can be busted if you get heads. And Wonder Shine. 100 for 3 in Confusion. I guess at least maybe you're more reliable, I guess, as opposed to Tapu Lele there. But, I mean, when you have, like, Xerneas Prism, you're going to use that Pokemon as your Fairy Tech basic Pokemon. Kessleon. Another of these. This is the third one. So you put the unit energy for these 3 types, become 3 types, and you do 60 for 2. Okay, gotcha. Okay, and we're basically almost done, so hopefully I'm doing good with time. We only have the trainers left. So we got Netball. I remember this is a decent card. You search your deck for 1 grass Pokemon or a grass energy, reveal it, put it into your hand. So it doesn't get you 2 energies. I wish it would get like 2 grass energies, so at least we have a letter for grass. A professor letter for grass energy, but it's a very flexible attack. You can grab any grass Pokemon and any grass energy, so it's pretty good. It doesn't do it for water, which kind of sucks because Netball in the game, you know, gives you the timer, the multiplier, I should say, for water Pokemon too when you catch them. So kind of sad, but I maybe it would have been too broken then. But you can grab any grass Pokemon, even stage 1s and stage 2s. So man, this is more like a grass support set than fairy, I'd say. Let's look at the charms pretty soon. You got Adventure Bag. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon tools, reveal them, put them into your hand. Yeah, I remember this. This is pretty strong. Even if this was just add 1 tool, it was gonna be good. So grabbing 2 might be a little too much. It's quite strong, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like its energy is like with the letter, but I guess they decided, hey, we did the professor's letter, +1 for energies, we're going to give you the +1 for tools this time. So this is a good card. If you run, let's say, a couple of tools in your deck, like maybe 4 to 5, It's not bad to run maybe one of these to get them. Other decks that focus on tools, of course, are going to utilize this card better. But, you know, there used to be a supporter that grabbed you 3 Pokemon tools. It was Elisa, I think that's how she was called. And then it was the Mole chick in Arceus, in Platinum Arceus. So you can see how we have evolved. And you got Spell Tack. This is a ghost shit thing. When the Psychic Pokemon this card is attached to is damaged, put 4 damage counters on the attack in Pokemon. Pretty busted. So this is going to be like the new Bursting Balloon thing that always works, but just for Psychic Pokemon. Interesting. So I guess we can use this as a help for Hidden Switch decks too, maybe? Who the fuck knows? And, okay, so here are the charms. We have 3 different Fairy Charms. You got Fairy Charm, Psychic, Fighting, and Dragon. So the first one, the Fairy Pokemon this card attached to will not receive damage from Psychic Pokemon EX or Psychic Pokemon GX. Okay, so I see where this is going. This probably does this for Fighting, and this does this for Dragon. Great, as if Dragon Pokemon didn't have enough hate as it was. So basically you attach this to one of your Fairy Pokemon and you become immune to either Psychic, Fighting, or Dragon Pokemon EX and GX. Give or take, depending on the tool. It's definitely good. Once again, it's a tool, so Field Blower can remove this and it's like nothing ever happened. But it's nice, I guess. More GX and EX hate. Maybe that's what's going to be needed, I guess, for shit to change, I guess. The thing is, though, is that I think, yeah, it doesn't have any limitations, so you can put this on Gardevoir GX too, and it's going to be immune to, well, the stuff that we don't care about. They should have had something like for Metal, so then Gardevoir GX had that sort of immunity, maybe. Okay, and then the last 3 cards are 2 supporters, Morty and Mina, and a Stadium Prism. So Morty, you can only play this card if your opponent knocked out one of your Psychic Pokemon during your opponent's last turn. Look at your opponent's hand, shuffle 2 cards back into your opponent's deck. So another hand rape card, but I guess it has a hefty cost. You need to have gotten one of your Psychic Pokemon knocked out. But damn, you look at your opponent's hand and you get to choose 2. So yeah, fucking Ghetsis and the other hand rape card vibes here. We'll see if this ends up getting banned someday. We'll see. I think with the limitation though, it becomes like a fair card. Like that. It's very specific. And then Mina, search your deck for a fairy energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Shuffle your deck. Come on, bitch. You're just gonna give me 1. You should have attached like 2 at least, since I'm spending my supporter. Come on. Oh wow, that's what she does. Okay. I'm not even gonna say if this is gonna be good or not. And Life Forest Prism, our second Stadium Prism card, and it's gonna be for grass shit. So once during your turn, each player chooses one of their grass Pokemon in play, heal 60 HP and recover the special condition from that Pokemon. By effects, wow, it's pretty busted. So amazing support for grass. Man, this is basically a grass support set, not really fairy, if I would say so. And it has the same second effect as the Lightning Stadium, where it protects itself from items and supporter cards. So your opponent, to get rid of this, they need to play down a Stadium. They can't just get rid of it with Field Blower or what have you. Looks very nice too, like the Lightning one. Love the art. They really have this whole Stadium art they had back in the good old 3rd generation days. Perfect. The effect is top notch. It's another one of your ways to support Tangrowth and other grass decks with these effects, so pretty good. I'd say the grass support in here is better than the fairy support. This is straight up a grass support set. Yeah, there's even maybe more grass Pokemon that are worth shit. Like, where are you? Yeah, it has them listed as fire for some reason. Yeah, I'd say the grass support is better. Like the shit, this the Shedinja Ninjask shit. We have our Vespiquen that's pretty good. Sepertal might be solid as well. With Grovyle grabbing your shit quickly. Maybe with the healing, and since it's a faster Pokemon, like, Gardevoir GX needs a little bit to get going. Maybe this is going to be a reliable Stage 2 GX deck, actually. I hope to God it is. I just wish it had a little bit better HP. If it had like 240 at least, even, it was going to be pretty good, because then we can use max potions. We can still use max potions, but, you know, it's not the same as 250 HP. And it's pretty nice. I like it. Fire Pokemon destroy this. Blaziken is going to kill this deck easily. But besides fire, it should be pretty good with the grass support I'm seeing, with things like Netball, the Stadium, and well, these cards. But it's all they need. They get some pretty excellent grass support too in the Thunderclap Spark set. So very, very nice. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this set is as broken as Thunderclap Spark. That set, the lightning support there is busted as all fuck. From Zeraora to the Stadium to their damage adder, that basically is like a plus power on crack. Seriously, really. And other cards, but it's pretty good. It's pretty strong. So I think I'm just gonna wrap this. This is probably gonna be an hour long anyway. This set is going to be in Lost Thunder. They're going to bundle it in. I'm not sure how many of the cards are going to fit in. I'm guessing it should be most of them, since the set is so big, 210 cards. But yeah, Fairy Rise, decent, even though it doesn't really, it's not really a Fairy Rise set, more of a Grass Rise set. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys subscribe.